Is it really safe to buy a condo now when the PSF is at an all-time high? What if I can't exit with profits in the future? That's the number one fear I hear from most of my clients today. And with every new launch setting new benchmark prices now, this is a real valid concern. But what if I told you that the numbers don't tell the full story? Here's one thing that is quietly working for buyers right now, and that's the GFA Harmonisation. It has changed the way that we view sizes, we view layouts, and most importantly, value. Hello, my name is Yvonne Lai. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Short intro is, I have been in the real estate industry for 9 years as of 2025 and I've been through many different cycles. I am also a property investor with 2 properties in Singapore and 1 overseas property for investment, and also leading a team of real estate advisors, and I help buyers like you navigate Singapore's real estate with clarity and confidence. Today's video will help you understand what's really going on behind these high PSF numbers and why hasn't the market exploded despite interest rates starting to drop. And we will also explore how GFA Harmonisation protects you as a buyer, not just today, but also at your point of exiting. Let's be real, a lot of buyers are asking, prices are at 2003 PSF, am I overpaying? Yvonne, what if I cannot sell in 3 to 5 years time? Are newer units even worth it when they are smaller than a resale property right now? These are real valid concerns. But what most people don't realize is the game has changed. We are no longer comparing just PSF and floor area. The new measure of value is in layout efficiency, and that's where GFA Harmonisation comes in. So what is GFA Harmonisation? We have talked about this in the previous video, but let's recap. In the past, developers could include things like bay window, oversized aircon ledge, or long corridors in the floor areas that you are paying for. And guess what? They can price those spaces in even though you cannot use them. URA stepped in with a bold move in 2023, GFA Harmonisation. Now, developers cannot put in this unusable space into the unit size, so what you see on paper might be smaller, but what you get to use is really more functional. This is a push towards real layout efficiency to ensure that homes are comfortable and sustainable and prices stay aligned with income. Okay, now let's break it down with a real-life comparison. Emerald of Katong, which is harmonized, versus Tembusu Grand, which is non-harmonized. Tembusu Grand's 3-bedder is at 1,173 square feet for a 3-bedder. Emerald of Katong is at 1,023 square feet. At face value, Tembusu Grand looks like the better deal because you get a much bigger space, but let's look deeper into the numbers. EOK is 33 square meters, but if we look at the dimension, Tembusu Grand is 3 meters for the living room width and then 3.1 meter here for the living room width for a harmonized property. So what was supposed to be smaller in the end has a more efficient dimension and layout. Looking at the width, Tembusu Grand of course slightly longer, but if we look at the dining area, we have a wider width down here at Emerald of Katong. So of course, if we look at the balcony space, it's smaller, this is bigger. Kitchen is 10 square meter, 11 square meter, but if we deep dive into the dimension, you will see that they are also pretty similar, indicating higher efficiency. If we look at the study, 4 square meter for Emerald of Katong versus 5 square meter for Tembusu Grand. If we look at the dimension, this is 2000, 1005, this is 2005, 1004. So this is pretty similar in that sense, efficient again. Master bedroom plus bath is 1 square meter difference, but where this 1 square meter difference is coming from, just this space itself versus the longer space here. This comparison illustrates the positive effects of harmonization effect, smaller sizing for EOK, but yet more efficient space. Now, we look at pricing. EOK was sold at a later land plot. By logic, it should be more expensive. That's the usual thinking and perspective. So, Tembusu Grand was sold on 26th of January 2022 and launched in 2023. These were their pricings. By right, a newer land sold would be higher cost, definitely launching would also be higher. But fast forward to today, Emerald of Katong was launched. Can you see what happened? Launched at 1.24 million for their 1-bedder, 1.589 million for the 2-bedroom. For the 3 bedrooms, even lower at 2.167 million. 4 bedrooms, same thing, even lower at 2.749 million. And 5 bedrooms, similarly, also launched at a lower price. So actually, GFA Harmonisation has reversed time a little bit for us. This ensures that everybody is priced in, keeping affordability in check and aligning income with housing prices. In a way, it's like buying back to 2022 to 2023 quantum, even though today we are in 2025. Now, we use another example, PineTree Hill versus Nava Grove. If we look at this tells a similar story. Nava Grove is 990 square feet, which is harmonized. PineTree Hill is non-harmonized, pretty similar in sizing. But if you look at the living room and its dimension, Nava Grove is 33 square meters versus 29.2 square meters for PineTree and a long wastage in this walkway. From here, we can also see that the balcony is smaller, the kitchen is bigger. Nava Grove has a storeroom, but there isn't a storeroom in PineTree Hill. Bedroom 2 and 3, it's bigger at 10 square meters in Nava Grove versus 8.8 square meters in PineTree. Common bath, they are similar. Master bath and master bedroom 21 square meters and 20.2 square meter. AC ledge is 6 square meters at PineTree Hill, and that is the main reason why Nava Grove is a lot more efficient. If we look at the price quantum, by right, an earlier land should be launching cheaper than a new land, which also means Nava Grove should be more expensive than PineTree Hill. If we look at the price quantum, the 2-bedroom, Nava Grove is launching at 1.388 million to 2.069 million versus PineTree from 1.573 to 2.139 million. Same thing for the 3-bedroom, same thing for the 4-bedroom, and same thing here for the 5-bedroom as well. So despite being a newer project, Nava Grove quantum is equal or lower than PineTree Hill across most of the units. So again, what matters isn't just PSF, it's what you get to actually use. So why this matters to buyer? So let's go back to the question, is it safe for me to buy today and exit in the future? If you buy a harmonized unit with a strong and efficient layout, you're not just buying into the high PSF, you're buying into a functional and livable space. And as the market matures, layout will play a bigger role in future buyers' decisions. Plus, the government isn't leaving it to chance. Harmonization is one of the many tools to ensure that as income rises, housing remains affordable and accessible. What about PSF? Let's address this head on. PSF has been going up. But here's the question. When you take a loan from the banks, do the banks calculate your affordability based on the PSF or the quantum? Exactly, quantum, right? That's why developers are shrinking sizes to cleverly maintain that sweet spot in quantum. So the PSF may be higher, but actually for the price that you pay and the value that you get remains aligned. So right now we are in a rare window, interest rates are stabilizing, GFA harmonization is in effect, and developers are still launching units priced to sell, not to spike. So don't wait too long because the next batch of land sales that will reflect higher costs, and when that happens, today's prices will feel like yesterday's opportunity. One of the example is the new Bayshore land that I'm sure every one of you have seen the news. So don't miss the boat. With ever-increasing PSF, the real question is, what can you still buy in the market that makes sense? Let me help you find a unit that offers strong layout, smart pricing, and long-term exit potential. Drop me a DM or reach out for a consult. I'll guide you through your options and help you make a smart, confident move. If you like what you just hear, do like and subscribe to my video, and I'll see you the next time. Bye!